It's 2024 and banks and Wall Street are FOMOing into Bitcoin. That was not on my bingo card. And there's only 8 days left until the halving? Well, it doesn't take Captain Obvious to let you know. This is absolutely bullish. I don't think I can put a number on this. But that's fine because we have some in the know that have that covered and they're talking 7-figure Bitcoin and stay until the finish. There's some news from none other than Max Keiser on the notorious Mr. 100. It looks like they're a nation state, but who? Large Bitcoin investors have been adding to their stashes as new data from CryptoQuant shows that demand growth from whales is at its strongest. Now, this suggests that big Bitcoin players hodling the most Bitcoin are snapping up even more than ever. You think old Greg loves Baileys and watercolors? Well, don't take your Satoshis to SeaWorld, because old Shamu will be coming for your Bitcoin. This is not Free Willy. Ladies and gentlemen, Bitcoin Whales denotes an institutional investor or an organization holding 1,000 Bitcoin or more, and they can influence the market through their trading tactics. Whether this investor happens to be highly overweight, well, that's just purely coincidence. According to CryptoQuant, demand from these long-term, large investors has exceeded the Bitcoin that miners can supply. This will likely spark a massive Bitcoin price upsurge after the looming halving event. The fourth Bitcoin halving, earmarked for April 20th, will slash rewards given to the miners for securing the network in half. This major industry event is expected to make Bitcoin scarcer at a time when it is also more accessible for retail and institutional investors than ever before. Thanks to the successful US-based spot Bitcoin ETFs approved in January, which leads us to our top story. Recent SEC filings under the Form 13F have disclosed that several major Wall Street firms and US banks have started purchasing Bitcoin ETFs. Julian Ferrar, the CEO of the Bitcoin-centric app Apollo Sats, highlighted the importance of these disclosures, stating on X, quote, breaking 13F SEC filings shows U.S. banks are FOMOing into Bitcoin ETFs. Ferrar noted that these filings include purchases from a range of investment managers and family offices with assets under management from 200 million to 10 billion cuck, signaling a broadening base of institutional acceptance. Particularly, he pointed out American National Bank's investment in ARK's ETF, describing it as, quote, significant for breaking the seal on banks buying ETFs. Wall Street firms with a combined 15 billion in assets under management bought exposure to Bitcoin ETFs worth approximately 4 million in Q1. Then we got Matt Hogan, Chief Investment Officer at Bitwise. He explained the significance of these disclosures on X, quote, for everyone wondering who is buying Bitcoin ETFs, I'd circle May 15th on your calendar. He elaborated that investors managing over 100 million are mandated to file 13F forms with the SEC, providing a periodic transparency into their public equity holdings. Although these filings only offer a snapshot, Hogan suggested that, quote, some of the names on these filings are gonna surprise some people, probably to the upside. Macroscope also weighed in, indicating that the most interesting names might only appear in May filings, as some funds delay their disclosures to maintain maybe some strategery as long as possible. These filings start in April and run into May. In my experience, the most interesting names could come in May, since some funds wait as long as possible in order to not show their hand before required to do so by the deadline, Macroscope noted. These investments reflect the solidifying trust in its long-term value as an asset class. The forthcoming filings for Q1, expected May 15th, are anticipated to provide some further insight into these evolving trends as Wall Street appears increasingly comfortable with integrating Bitcoin into its portfolio. There is no second best. This is absolutely wild. So we have FASB fair value accounting standards, Bitcoin ETFs, and banks are buying Bitcoin. And if we're not going to zero, we're going to...
I've said before, if Bitcoin's not going to zero, it's going to 1 million. The real question is it legitimate asset? If it's a legitimate institutional asset, everybody is underallocated to it.
GigaChat absolutely nailed it, and he is not alone in calling for 7-figure Bitcoin.
So I bought Bitcoin at 9. I wish I'd bought it at 10 cents, like a lot of people did. But now I look like a genius because today it's around 55,000. This is April 2021. And I think it's going to go to 1.2 million.
A lot more are starting to join the party. And before we break it down, let's take a minute to recognize our sponsors the Bitcoin way. Simply Bitcoin Originals are powered by the Bitcoin way. They've got 25 years of experience in cybersecurity. They are your IT team in the Bitcoin world. Whether you're just getting started setting up your first Bitcoin wallet or node, or you're looking into UTXO management, coin joining, multi-sig security, inheritance planning, or accepting Bitcoin payments, they've got you covered. Not only that, they are focused on all things cybersecurity, Bitcoin security. They have you covered. Time to go from the why Bitcoin to how Bitcoin, and the Bitcoin way will hold your hand and guide you through every step of the process. And if you're looking to schedule a free 30-minute consultation, you can use that link below. Kiyosaki believes the most important question is how many Bitcoin an individual owns and what they think about, well, Bitcoin.
So the reason people buy Bitcoin is the same reason I buy this and I buy this, is I don't trust this.
Robert Kiyosaki has voiced his agreement with the $2.3 million Bitcoin prediction that Cathie Wood's ARK investment made just earlier this year. The investment manager explained that a 1% allocation from the $250 trillion global investable asset base could push Bitcoin to 120,000. In the same vein, a 4.8% allocation from 2015 to 2023 would have placed Bitcoin at 550K, while a 19.4% allocation would skyrocket Bitcoin to, well, $2.3 million. Kiyosaki also thinks Bitcoin is going to reach 2.3 million and urged his followers, hey, live dangerously, purchase a little Bitcoin, get some skin in the game. You'll thank yourself later. Hey, are you bullish yet, Anon? Well, if not, I got something for you. Max has been speculating on major power plays out of the Middle East for quite some time, and they're not unfounded. As we have covered with Qatar, their visits to El Salvador and Bitcoin Madeira, and not to mention Saudi Arabia and the oil and natural gas behemoth Saudi Aramco. But the mystery of Mr. 100 has been circling the Bitcoin verse for quite some time. And Max has chimed in. It looks like Mr. 100 might possibly be the state of Abu Dhabi. Now, Keiser did not reveal the source of this new claim, meaning the true owner of this massive Bitcoin wallet remains unknown. Given the sheer value of the capital required to buy 100 Bitcoin on the daily, oil-rich states and nations, well, it kind of makes sense. While others have kind of speculated that the wallet could belong to a large investment fund or even a bank. Is that you, Jamie? In recent times, Abu Dhabi has recently pursued Bitcoin firms by offering highly favorable regulatory environments. And as a result, numerous Bitcoin companies have chosen to establish themselves in the Emirates International Economic Zone. Now, in recent times, Abu Dhabi has recently pursued Bitcoin firms by offering a highly favorable regulatory environment. Take note, Congress, slapdicks. And the emergence of Abu Dhabi potentially being behind Mr. 100's Bitcoin whale account, well, that carries some significant geopolitical implications, particularly concerning Bitcoin's status as a legitimate commodity. You want to see game theory pick up in a major way? Wait till Saudi Aramco and the UAE are mining massive amounts of corn. When in the course of human events it becomes necessary.
It becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands which have connected them with another. A decent respect requires that they declare the causes which impel them to the separation.
Yeah, you guys get it. This is the Renaissance 2.0, and you don't want to get left behind. Will Bitcoin go to 7 figures? Well, does Vitalik shit in a litter box? Well, probably. And not to mention, China is making moves. Is the Omega candle coming? Well, we got straight heat from Samson Mao, and don't miss Simply Bitcoin Live from BitBlock Boom and the full conference streaming live this Saturday. Hey, keep stacking. Valhalla awaits, and I'll catch you all next time. Peace. Stay out of the litter boxes.
If you prefer to go down with the ship, fuck you.